how to prevent disease in your cucurbits here in the Northeast. And let me clarify a couple things. Cucurbits are cucumbers, also summer squash, winter squash, melons, anything vining, vaguely spiny, often, and fruiting. And this family is particularly susceptible to a lot of bacterial, fungal diseases, powdery mildew, downy mildew, especially here in the Northeast. And there's a few things you can do to prevent disease so you can enjoy their abundance all season long. So those 4 things are: sow disease-resistant varieties, number 1. Number 2, sow into nutrient-dense, compost-rich, very rich soil. Number 3, use floating row cover as you are starting them. And number 4, crush cucumber beetles mercilessly. Let's break those down. So first, sow disease-resistant varieties. We're so fortunate here in the Northeast to have Cornell University, a public institution, breeding varieties, new varieties that are resilient in our particular conditions. Here are 4 of my favorites. First is a cantaloupe, Delicious 51, with powdery mildew resistance. We also have Success PM, a summer squash with powdery mildew resistance. 2 cucumbers, Market Moore 76, and my favorite of all time, Silver Slicer, has lots of powdery mildew resistance as well. And so simply by planting these varieties that have innate resilience, that is the very best, hands down, prevention of disease that you can find. Perhaps secondarily, sow those seeds into really rich soil. Just as we are healthiest when we have a really well-rounded diet and get plenty of sleep and aren't stressed, cucurbits and all plants in general benefit and are healthier when they have full complement of nutrients and get enough sleep and aren't stressed. And so, the richer soil they're in, there's a direct relationship to that soil, the health of that plant, and the abundance that you will harvest. And third, row cover. Woven polyester. And it has this marvelous 2-pronged benefit. Number 1, it excludes cucumber beetles. And cucumber beetles are these tiny little insects, about maybe twice the size of a ladybug, but much more narrow. And it has black stripes and bright canary yellow stripes and a little black head. And they're very cute. About 10% of their populations tend to be spotted as well, same color, canary yellow and black. They're very cute, but you must crush them if you see them. And the best way to keep them off your cucurbits is to exclude them, which is why we have this fabric. And we either put the fabric right down over our cucurbit crop, or we put it on hoops. And they both will have the effect of warming the air around it, hastening maturity, as well as excluding the cucumber beetles. But we prefer to put the hoops on so that way the plants can get a little bit larger and they have plenty of room to grow. But you want to be sure that you take the row cover off as soon as you see the flowers begin to open on your cucurbit. This is a watermelon, a brand new variety of watermelon, in fact, that we've developed here at Fruition Seeds. It doesn't even have a name yet. I hope you'll get to taste it one day. And it has just begun to flower, so we are just taking off the row cover. And 4th thing, also very important, crush those cucumber beetles. Be merciless. They will eat your plants. The flowers, the leaves, the stems, they really are just munching. They're really kind of snacking on them. And so it's not the beetle itself that is severing and puncturing and severely killing the plant themselves. What they are doing, though, is exposing the plant, opening up vascular tissue, and making wounds that then bacterial and fungal spores can land on and create secondary disease from those wounds. So unto themselves, cucumber beetles aren't a big deal, but because they vector disease mercilessly, we mercilessly crush them. So those are a few things to keep in mind. And happy, healthy cucurbits. May they surround you